Oh man, a lot of stuff has been playing against us actually today, but we made it happen. She's here. She's here. Buzzillee, how is it? How you doing?
What's popping? I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm just hot. Yeah, this weather is playing games, bro. 1 minute it's raining, next minute it's hot. Like, geez. Yeah,
but you're good.
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm good. Nice to actually see you. No, sweet. Love your song, Enjoyment, featuring Costa and Shampuru.
Yep.
Very beautiful song. Let's quickly talk about that before we get into who Buzzillee is and whatnot.
Okay. Well, Enjoyment is a track that, I recorded it partly because, like it was kind of like given to me as a gift, if I'm like being completely honest.
Cool.
So it was first Costa's song, and then I handed in a verse for him. That first verse I did, it was like a verse that I handed in for him, and then he just gave me the song afterwards. So then I then extended it, added skits, and then added the second verse. So basically it was just the song with the hook, and then he just, So I made it just to like it says enjoyment through the first skit that was there, but I just made it to like have a good time, remember our like fallen heroes, like all our friends that were gone, because I did a little tribute on the second verse to Ricky Rick, Dumitladi. So yeah, it's just a song about enjoying life and also just living life to the fullest, really. That's kind of like the message of the song.
R.I.P. to Dumitladi, yo.
Bro, R.I.P. Dumitladi, R.I.P. Ricky Rick, and R.I.P. Super Mega.
Cool stuff. Yeah, speaking of the fallen heroes, we recently lost the Super Mega, and I think that's gonna be a conversation we're gonna have each and every time we have an artist, just maybe this month or the next month, just to sort of like honor and celebrate the homie as well. How did that affect you?
Yo, it was very, very like deep, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like when I heard, I was like, damn, like not again.
Another one.
Like not again, cause I just really professionally entered the game like 2021, like when I actually was starting to like do my thing. And that same year, I got to meet Ricky, and like for the very short while that I knew him personally, like he helped me a lot. And then last year I got to kind of be on a song with Mega, which is Zonke Remix. I didn't meet him for the song or anything, but it's like there were certain performances we had throughout last year where he was there and supporting our movement. Little Pam, but from Banaba Days, for Costa.
Shout out to Pam, yo.
Yeah, shout out to Miss Pam. So it was like so deep to think that the people who I thought were gonna like lead us or hold our hand through this are like now leaving. Like I don't know, man. I'm kind of like speechless, bro, and I feel sorry for the whole country, his family,
the whole game,
everybody, bro. Like it's really just such a huge loss, but what we can, be happy about is like we always have the music.
We always have the music.
Like,
shout out to the music.
The lessons,
catalog is there.
They're in the music. So I think that's also the special thing about being a musician sometimes, that even when you're gone, you don't just have pictures or videos to look at, like your actual thoughts and whatever you were about, we can hear it through your music, and that's kind of like forever. So man, may he like rest in peace, man.
A quick one, because the first time I was introduced to you, I was like, the lyrics are very rugged, very hardcore, and this is a pretty girl rapping me. So I'm trying to understand sort of like the background and how you got into music, and also why are you very this hardcore when it comes to the raps? Because like some of the stuff I can't hear, because obviously I'm Costa, but I can hear, I'm like, okay, she's spitting facts.
I'm also I'm Costa Costa too, so but yeah.
Costa too?
Costa, like as in like my mom's dad is Costa, so I'm Costa in my blood.
I was gonna ask you that because your real name is Busi, right?
Yeah, it's my second name, Busi.
Second name, Busi Siwe.
My first name is Sutu, it's Bontle, and then it's Busi Siwe. So yeah. That's kind of like from my dad's side of the family. They like Zulu or Swati, one of the two.
not too sure, somewhere around there.
Like I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But yeah, the reason why I'm so hard, damn, maybe I'm just expressing myself. I really don't know. Like I don't know what to say. Like I don't have a reason for it. I just am the way I am. Maybe it's Pretoria, where I grew up, how I grew up. Not that my life was hard or whatever. I had a good upbringing, my family, schools, everything was in Tebelele, you get me? But it's like some experiences. Just because like things are good, let's say at home or whatever, doesn't mean you don't actually go through real stuff. Am I allowed to say?
This is the podcast. This is the internet, baby. Let's get going. Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't mean you don't actually go through some real shit outside, you know. So, and that shit is actually what builds you to become who you are. But it's like, I don't know why I'm hard, bro. Like, I feel like I just have to speak for the girls. Like, these guys are hard too, so I'm gonna just be hard
for the girls.
Like, we also got some shit to say. Just cause y'all say this and yeah. Listen, I'm gonna tell you about you then.
Let's go. I love that.
Yeah. Speaking about that industry, that like the rap game is dominated by the male industry, you know. How do you get to these places? Like, how do you be in these studios in right time? Is it like the management? Is it like you do have a relationship with these people like Dope McLaren, Mashbeatz, you know, all these dope producers that you hang around with? How do you make
it happen essentially?
Yo, like it's many different ways. Like, for instance, with Mashbeatz, for instance, when I did Never Ride Remix, I had never even met him. But I gave him the verse, you know, so I did it through J Smash. J Smash was somebody I was already working with, and then he told me like, yo, Mashbeatz wants you on this song, and then I did the song, you know.
So basically Mash was watching out for you, right?
Yeah, they
shout out for Mashbeatz, yeah.
Yeah, like even like all of these songs, I was never there with 10,000 people in the studio. I just did my verse and I left it to them. Yeah, you get me. Like, and then for instance with Showboy, I was doing an interview with Ricky Rick that same day, and then he just put me on Showboy because I don't know, he felt the vibes. I don't know, and then. Who else have I worked with that's dope? Like so many people. Oh, Jahlive.
Oh, hot song. Yeah, your verse is hot there as well.
Yeah, so Greek, the guy who like owns the song, he hit me up on Instagram. Like on some, yo, I'm doing this song, I'm doing a remix to my song, this and this and this. I checked out the song, I'm like, damn, it's so dope, you know. And then he's in Cape Town, obviously. Then I told him, don't worry, I'm actually coming to Cape Town in a few weeks so we can do it live. Like, obviously I could have recorded it this side, but I wanted to actually meet him and do everything. So I went there, met him, we did the song. Then I went back a few months later to shoot the video. Like, he flew me out and everything. So shout out to
the boy. Shout out to the boy for that.
Shout out to Greek. Like, yo, I was like, I can get used to this. Like, yeah. So it's like different reasons, man. But it's all really people who are actually seeing the come up and seeing the growth, and then they literally reach out and hit up on me. I've never really had to like ask anybody for anything. Like, I just do me because I'm also I find it hard to ask for help. I just really do me, and whoever like wants to come, yeah, like I'm
on like doing
accept you.
On like doing you, like from, do you think that the game appreciates you of like doing you? Is it like, or have you like ever sit alone and felt like why do these people don't like understand what I'm trying to come with?
I wouldn't know, like for some reason, like I kind of shut out the noise. Like, I know I'm supposed to know what people think about me, but I saw that in doing that, like while I was a new artist, which I still am, it's like I was kind of focusing more on the negativity than the positive stuff. You know what I'm saying? Which obviously a lot of people can say, oh, you're dope, but like be that one person
is like, she's trash, oh my goodness, it goes to the soul.
It starts messing you up until, you know, I had to just sit through it, and then spoke to my mom about it, and she told me that, listen bro, you can't be validated whether people love you or not. So even if 10,000 people support me today and say, yo, you're the ish, you're the everything, the next day the same people could turn around and like hate you or whatever, right? So I can't be letting that be what gets me going. I just have to do me. Like I'm trying to say, like I'm just doing me. Like I'm just releasing my music, posting my pictures, saying whatever I want to say, and then I leave it to the world. Either you take it or you don't. So it's like, yo, I don't want to cry too much about all of that. So if people receive me, I'm glad that they do, right? And those who don't, either they'll catch on or either I'm not their taste, and that's okay.
I want to ask you something real quick, right?
What may you mean like Maverick? Like, do you read comments on like your Instagram or YouTube?
No. Yeah, I do read. Like on Instagram, obviously people comment and then you just have to like show that you can see. So I like and all of that. And then the most negative comments were kind of like Twitter.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever. But I also learned to. Oh, and Facebook. Facebook is like.
How do you handle
Facebook
these
is
comments?
the
How do you
jungle,
hand-
man.
Facebook.
You know, shout out to Basi. Basi was here. She said like she posts her picture on Facebook, and these haters will be like, "Oxalayo, because another daughter is better than you." Hey, it's my channel, right? I post myself, right? So how do you handle like these more hates that comes from these social medias that you're not trying to tap in?
Like I first of all, like obviously you see the comment, right? And then you're like, okay, cool. But I've noticed that some comments are kind of like constructive criticism, you get me? So I actually just look at which one is it? Is it haterade or is it constructive criticism? So there's people who are just straight up hating, and you can just tell, you can even feel it in your gut. Ooh, this person's kind of tiding me. But for instance, like there's a person on Facebook who said to me, and my mom actually sent me a screenshot of this. He was like, I love buzzillee and everything, but what I hate about her is that she doesn't, care about her fans, things like that. And then that's something that I didn't necessarily think of while I was doing all of this. I just thought I must put out the music, and then the people who love it will love it. But I didn't know that you're actually supposed to have a relationship with your fans, like an actual relationship besides them just knowing your song. So it's things like that. Then I'm like, okay, cool. This year I'll try and work on that. Like for instance, doing more lives or whatever I gotta do, I'll think about it. Yeah, engagement. Because before I wasn't focused on that, and that's just my honest, statement. So that's constructive criticism. I just don't like that person used the word hate, because why you gotta hate me? Just but
yeah.
but whatever, that's on them. And then there's just people who are straight up hating, talking about you whack or you this. Because if I'm whack, why did you type it out? Like if I'm
you
whack,
had
why
time
watching
to actually go and through my stuff and
exactly.
Why are you wasting your time?
Why are you wasting your time? Because you're wasting your time, not mine. So I deal with it by actually just digesting it. Hold, okay, this is constructive or this is this. And then if it's just haterade, all I do is I move past. And then if it's on my Instagram, I delete it, because you ain't gonna be messing up my Instagram comments. So I
filter it out.
Yeah, but
my Instagram gotta look clean.
Yeah, other places like
Sweet.
Twitter, I don't know if you can delete on Twitter, so I just let it be. I just look at it and I move on.
Yeah.
End of the day, I'm doing something, and that's one more person talking about me. So shout out to my haters.
Yeah, shout out to the haters. But yeah, I always have these questions for women, right? Because we always had this conversation, because we know you guys were disenfranchised for some time, especially when it comes to rap music, because it's like a male sport and whatnot. But I want to talk about, in reference to your bar that you actually say on that song, Khulumente, you like Shapa appearance got drama when you hit Bram, right? So I want to ask, is there can you actually tell between when a guy books you for an appearance just to go be a pretty girl around the space, or when they actually book you for your own talent? Because you have talent, that's out of the question. You tough. But at times you can find these things, guys just actually want you to come closer to them because of work, but it's not really about work, but they can just use that as a premise. Have you experienced something like that?
Nah, not really. Like me, it's either booking me to perform. Like people have booked me just to come through.
Appearance, yeah.
But it was kind of like people I already knew. Like it's just people I know who do events, and I was just going to support the event. So I went. But nobody has ever tried games with me. Like
you don't play those games.
No, like obviously we've gone through it. Like there's things I've gone through. Like for instance, I go to an event, they mistreat me, things like that, or they don't want to pay, or they're just playing.
How do you handle that?
That day, like, I wilded out. I'm not gonna lie.
What happened? Give us the score.
Ish. So it was in December, this past
December.
Yeah, I got booked at some show in my hood, Pelly. Yeah, so like cool. They told me maybe days before, a week before, like you're gonna perform, even though the show, the poster was maybe long out, or they knew who was gonna be there. Fine, they tell me the week before, do you wanna come through? And obviously it's in my hood, so I wanted to go represent.
And show love.
It's in my hood, like I can perform.
Only makes sense, yeah.
My hood is like the people there are the
back at home.
That's the core, you understand?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, damn, I gotta do it for my hood. Then cool. Leading up to the week, they're just not answering. Just be it like, what time is my set? I'm trying to organize a mix, all of that. They're just giving us issues, but eventually they answer. The day of the gig, we go, and then my performance was set for 9:30. I arrived there at maybe 10 to 9. And then I told them like, yo, I'm here, right? So cool. Then they tell me, no, the event started late, so all the sets are pushed 10 minutes back, meaning from 9:30 you're gonna perform at 20 to 10. I'm like, no problem, as long as I'm here and I'm not the one who's late.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm Gucci, yeah.
I'm Gucci.
Yeah.
I fulfilled my end of the bargain, and now I'm here to do the rest of it. Cool. Then jiggy, it's 9:30 or 20 to 10, which is 10 minutes later. They just put another artist in front of me. Like, this piano artist came through who's very prominent. So they put him in front of me, told him about he gotta go to another gig. So I need to let him in. So I was like,
focalistic,
yeah. What? No, it's not focalistic, but
That's cold.
yeah, so they're like, I gotta put him in and then I'll go after him. Then I'm like, okay, cool, because I'm a very understanding person, but sometimes I know I need to like shut that shit down, because wow, they'll play games here, they'll play you.
Yeah.
So fine, I said fine, let him in. I asked how long is his set, they said 30 minutes. I'm like, cool. After that 30 minutes, bro, did they not put in my piano artist on my piano artist? No offense to anybody, but artist on artist till 12 o'clock. I arrived there at night. It was my only gig for the day. So, but they didn't know that, but they still treated me as if like, you know. So cool. Eventually I performed at 1. And then after like hip hop artists started performing, and then as soon as I started performing, they cut my set after 1 minute, and it was 10 minutes. Yo, I was pissed.
Did you flip out on stage? Oh my goodness.
You see that
They'll
water?
video on the internet.
You see that water? MYDMsPodcast.
I flipped out on stage as in like they were about to introduce me, but because every time I was about to go to stage, they kept taking out my stick and putting in other people. So that final time I went out, I was so over it. I walked off, and now already they were saying buzzillee to the crowd, buzzillee, and me, I'm busy on the way to the parking lot, and somebody came. You know, and that was the one day I acted unprofessional, I'll say, but honestly, it was warranted.
It was warranted.
Bro, feelings are feelings. I'm a human being. I can try and be professional as much as I can, which I do everywhere I go. But honestly, you're not gonna play games with me. Like, I'm not gonna play games. But I performed for 1 second.
Would you?
They cut off my set. And then afterwards, when it's time to pay them, niggas are out here asking my manager for other artists' number. Imagine we telling them, okay, here's the invoice. Sharpo. Then instead of answering me about the invoice, they answer my manager talking about, can we have so and so's number, which is another prominent artist. So they're not telling us about. Oh my
goodness! What about your money?
They're just so disrespectful, bro.
So wait, aren't you guys working on having at least a deposit before you actually hop on stage? Because I think that solves every problem.
That's the thing. It's like we learning, right? Obviously, like I'm learning, but at the same time, it's like. Sometimes people tell you that no, we can only do you after this, and then you just understand.
Like, okay, life happens.
You understand? Because now they put me late onto this roster. I wasn't on the original roster. They put me late. Like I said, they told me a week before. Then they told me, listen, we can only pay you after the event. So for my hood, I did it because sometimes I know these payments won't come through, but I'll just do it out of like the goodness of my heart. So that was bad. But eventually
and you know,
pay me,
those happens a lot that. Back of the stage, but the public don't know about. Would you say that's hip hop? That's piano taking over, like everything being pushed to the limit.
Nah,
it might be not the problem for the piano artist, but the PR, the event organizers, they are the one that messing up.
Or they put a piano artist priority.
You get what I'm saying? Like as she explained, you get what I'm saying? Because you can't do that. I'm an artist. I'm here. We all carry the same weight, we all register at Sambro, and we all drop the same way, all record, you know what I'm saying? And you treat me like this. You get what I'm saying? It's either you beef with me or you beef with the gender of music that I make. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what it is, because I'm not gonna say maybe it's because my piano's doing this or this. Like, yo, I just feel like everybody deserves equal respect, because we were all there to do a job, and I met my end of the deal by showing up. Because I could have been a problem too, thinking, oh, I'm buzzillee, oh, this, all that, let me, look down, especially because it's in the hood, thinking, oh, let me, be a diva. But no, I showed up on time, did my thing. So it's like, it's just respect, bro. Some people just choose to like, maybe, and it's also, I see it more than an artist thing. I see it as a genre thing. I see it more as a gender thing. Because what I did notice that day is that as soon as my performance was delayed for about 3 hours, every artist that came through there was a male and all of that, they did their things, bro. They had concerts, their performances were over my 15 minutes.
Everything was civil, yeah.
And I don't know if I was the only hand, maybe for hip hop, yes I was. Then they cut my thing, they only let me perform for a minute. Hence I'm saying it's a gender thing, they just don't respect me and they don't see me. But one day they will.
Let's go.
I have nothing to say about this.
That's very difficult because load shedding is about to hit.
Coming so up.
So we have to save what we have here. So let's say this is part 1 of the interview. Are we gonna do part 2 of it?
We have to, with a different look.
With a different look, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.